Hi, my name is Hafsa and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to solve a question from Managerial Accounting 16th edition by Ray Garrison, Eric Noreen and Peter Brewer. I'm going to solve a job order costing question. That would be chapter 2, exercise 2-4. I'm going to solve today. So the question here is asking us to calculate the total manufacturing cost assigned to job N60. Now job N60 has two departments, assembly and testing and packaging department. So to calculate the total manufacturing cost, we need the entire data. And the second requirement says that if this job consists of 10 units, then what would be the unit product cost for the job? Now it's better to list the formulas first. So the first formula for requirement 1 would be the total manufacturing cost equals to direct materials plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. Now we do have direct materials and direct labor, that's right here, but manufacturing overhead applied is missing. The formula for that is predetermined overhead rate multiplied by total direct labor hours. Now predetermined overhead rate is mentioned right here for assembly department and testing and packaging department, but total direct labor hours is again missing. So the formula for that is direct labor cost divided by direct labor wage rate per hour. Now the second requirement also need one formula. The unit product cost has its own formula. Let's list that down too. Unit product cost equals to cost of job divided by number of units. Now we have our formulas listed. It's better to list the data given here for our convenience instead of just finding it here and there throughout the solution. First data given is obviously this chart, so I'm just going to copy it here. The second information given here is the direct labor wage rate, that is $20 per hour. This wage rate is for both departments, assembly department and testing and packaging department, so I'm just going to list it down here. The next information is predetermined overhead rate for assembly department is $16 and per direct labor hour, and for testing and packaging is $12 per direct labor hour. So I'm going to list these two information as well. And the last information for requirement number 2 would be that it consists of 10 units. We should list that down too. Now we have our data and the formulas. Let's jump to the solution. First, I'm going to solve the total direct labor hours, that is direct labor cost divided by direct labor wage rate per hour. So the solution, direct labor cost for assembly department is $180 and for testing and packaging is $40. I'm going to list these two values. And the labor wage rate is $20 per hour. Let's put the values. 180, 40, and direct labor is for both $20. When we divide the values, we get the total direct labor hours, 9 hours for assembly department and 2 hours for testing and packaging department. Now that we have calculated our direct labor hours, let's jump to the next step, that is manufacturing overhead applied. Now we need to predetermine overhead rate for this query, that is $16 for assembly department and $12 for testing and packaging department. Manufacturing overhead applied. Predetermined overhead rate $16 for assembly and $12 for testing and packaging department. Direct labor hours, that is 9 for assembly and 2 hours for testing and packaging. We multiply these two to get a manufacturing overhead applied, $144 for assembly department and $24 for testing and packaging department. Now let's move to the next step. We do have our manufacturing overhead applied now. Direct materials and direct labor is mentioned already in the question. Now let's solve the total manufacturing cost of job N60. Direct materials assembly department is $340. Direct materials for testing and packaging department is $25. We add these two, we get total direct materials, that is $365. Now direct labor assembly department, you can simply grab it from that mentioned above, we used above, or you can take it from the question, that is $180. And direct labor for testing and packaging is $40. We add these two, we get total direct labor, that is $220. Assembly department overhead rate, we have calculated that, $144. And testing and packaging department overhead, that is $24. We add these two, we get our total overhead for job N. Now to get the total manufacturing cost, we add all these three values and the total manufacturing cost is $753. Now we are done with the requirement number 1. Let's sorry for the glitch. Let's solve the second requirement, that is if job has 10 units, then what would be the unit product cost. The formula for that would be cost of job divided by number of units. Now cost of job is simply the total manufacturing cost and the number of units is 10 units. Let's put the formula, let's put the values in, and the answer would be 753 divided by 10, sorry I missed 5 here. 753 divided by 10 would be $75.30. That would be a unit product cost. Thank you so much for watching my video. Do subscribe for more solutions. Bye bye.